ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, no you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, no you matter what. Add it up, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what, told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up.
Good evening, Marie, what's going on?
Hello, Miko, how you doing today?
I am wonderful, I am excited. We got another Friday with our friends and our fans. And listen, this is, what is this? Because I always jump on the gun. I want to give you a chance. Not just OAA, Offender Alumni Association, but Ink to Ink. Tell us what we do, Marie.
And Ain't the Ink, what we do at Ain't the Ink, we still, Mr. Hall still give us a platform to come and share our stories so that we can bring their encouragement and their empowerment and the education to you all. OAA, Offenders Alumni Association, which we do the same thing. We have a platform where people can come in and share their stories, where we give resources and to help one another. As Julius would say, it is connecting the dots. I would like to give a shout out to Mr. Julius Hall for giving us this platform to share our stories so that the things that we are doing to encourage and empower and educate one another can be told. And so I would like to say thank you for AB. He is the source of the Ink to Ink Incarceration to Incorporate. Thank you, AB, the most busiest man in the world. And then I would like to thank you for my co-host and the director of OAA Savannah, Mr. Julius Hall, Mr. Julius Campbell, excuse me. I call him Miko, and his friends know him, family know him as Miko. So we're just coming here to just share what we have been doing with the youth, which is very important.
And I love that as Marie get ready to really, I'm talking about the things that we have been laying out have been impactful, influential, and I love it. And as she get ready to share that, I just want to say this. Why do we do what we do? Well, we believe that stories matter. Not just our story, but your story as well. Stories matter because when you hear how I was able to endure throughout struggles and difficulties, that will allow you to know that you too can make it. So that's why we are always giving a platform to returning citizens, relatives of returning citizens, and also resources for returning citizens so that you will be encouraged, educated, and empowered. You know, there is a false narrative that has been purported for so long, and that narrative is when returning citizens get out of prison, they automatically go right back. Well, that's not true. There are many of us that are successful. We are successful educationally, organizationally, occupationally, relationally. We are successful. And so what we desire to do is to get these success stories out into the airwaves so that it will combat that false narrative. Because Marie, myself, and Fred, and I can continue to go on and on and on. Many of us, we've already broken that stigma. We've been out for over 3 years and we are still making it happen. So Marie, I'm just excited about what we're doing right now. We are going to take this a couple of minutes to share what we're doing, all the things that OAA and Ink to Ink and Filling the Gap are about to do. Marie, take it away.
Yes, we have the kids. We have kids from age 13 to 17, and they're learning out of this tarot book. And what I like about the tarot book, I love the pledging, and I'm going to read you all the pledge. Listen to this. It said, I am tarot. I'm a person of honor, integrity, and promise. I pursue all righteousness, and I love my family. I will not put my family in harm's way, and there is nothing that will keep me from doing the right thing. I am an ambassador of hope and a person of discipline. I am a person worth following. I am Tyro. And this is the pledge that we say with the kids on Tuesdays and Thursdays to empower them, to let them know that they are important. You understand? And so in doing so, I like on the first page to say, don't take it personal. And then we did that. And then we learned about the fast. It said, what are you fasting from? And so I told Julius and Fred, which are my other constituents. Can I see my other partners? My other, the other people that I work with, and also Julia's wife Daria. She does a fabulous job helping with the kids also. And so what are you fasting from? So I told Julius and Fred that we have to be an example to the kids. We can't just come and allow them to come there and let them read from the book, and we're not doing what we're asking them to do, right? So I took, and it said, what are you fasting from? So let me say what I told them what I was fasting from. And they laughed at me. I said I was fasting from social media, saying curse words, and sweets. And so they say, okay, so I say, it says now, what are you replacing it with? Now, social media, I said I was going to replace it with reading. And then I was saying curse words. I said I was going to say something nice or nothing at all. And then in sweets, I said I was going to eat more fruit. So let me tell you what I'm doing now, you all. I did a 30-day challenge for myself. I took and challenged myself that I would only eat fruits and vegetables. I started May 30th, and June 30th will be a month, and I've already lost 15 pounds.
Wow.
So, we have to be an example for the kids. We're asking them to be a certain way, and I feel that we as adults have to be what we're asking them to be.
I agree.
And I love that part in the play. Go ahead.
Before you go any further, let me, for those who may not understand what we're doing, every Tuesday and Thursday, Marie, myself, and Fred, we meet with these young people at 8011 Waters Avenue. And these young men and women are part of a character development curriculum. It is a 10 to 13 week character development curriculum. And within that time, what we are doing is we are teaching them character. We are helping them to understand how to safely navigate the difficulties of life. And within that curriculum, it's a Tyro curriculum, Tyro, which is Tyro, and that is a Latin word for soldier or trainer. What we're doing is we are training these young men and women to be the best that they can be. And within that curriculum, we are learning about different lessons. And Marie is taking you through different segments of those lessons. And also, as we continue to go, she's going to tell you some of the responses of the young people as we took them through these specific lessons. We've been given an opportunity from other organizations to share. And I believe that that is most important, is when you combine or you collaborate or come together and you do something that is already being done. Instead of reinventing the wheel, why not look around, see what God is doing, and then ask him to invite you in? And that's what we have done at OAA and Filling the Gap. We ask God to invite us in so that we can have an influence or plant seeds in the lives of our young people today. And so that is what Ms. Jones is sharing, what we've been doing these last couple of weeks. You may continue.
And also what I love about, we took them to, what is that workshop that we took them in Garden City, Mika? What's the name of it?
It's the Millwright.
Millwright. But what is the work that they're doing there?
The Millwright is the Southeastern Carpentry Union. What they do is they teach apprenticeship. Carpentry.
Apprenticeship, that's the word. Right. That's the word I'm looking for, apprenticeship. And listen, you all, those people, now they are young people who we took that, and mostly, let's just be honest and let's be real. You care about the pay, and the pay there is phenomenal. You have to be 18 years old to start. The lady told us, who was giving us a rundown of what they do and everything. She said a man started at 18 years old, and at 55, his pension, he took out 1.5 million. And they pay your pension. You know how you do have a 401k, you have to pay into your 401k? You don't have to do that with them. And you have to be 18 years old. And the kids were so interested, and they allowed them to walk around and they ask questions. And I think that is very, very good. We're trying to give them an opportunity to see that it's a better way than the streets. These
I
are
agree.
some of the kids are system impacted. And so we're trying to show them, listen, there is a better way than being out in the streets, getting into trouble, going to be incarcerated. They don't have to be incarcerated to learn a lesson. They have examples. I'm one, Julius is one, Fred is one. They have 3 examples. You do not have to go to jail and say, oh, I done been there to learn. No, I can look at Miss Marie, I can look at Mr. Campbell, and I can look at Mr. Green and know that that's not what I want to do. They're giving us an opportunity to learn. And so yesterday, what we did yesterday with them, they had a vision board, right? That's what it is, right, Miko?
Yes.
They had a vision board. And so we brought magazines and things, and they were cutting out the magazine and posting it on their vision board, the things that they want to do, what they want to be, how they want to live, the jobs they want to be on. And it was just beautiful. And they was inactive. They wanted to learn. They were eager to do the vision board. And some of them be shy, to get up and stand up and talk, but they get up and they talk and they tell a story. And I like one young man, Tim. He want to be a zoologist. He wants to be a zoologist. So guess what? What me, Julius, and Fred, and Miss Campbell, we're trying to do, we're trying to instill in them that, guess what? You want to be a zoologist? Then you take the time. Now you're 15. So guess what? We're going to try to show you. We're going to get somebody from the animal shelter somewhere where they can come in and talk to him. And let that be instilled in him now so that he can see, you know what? Somebody care about me some way down the line where I can go ahead and be a zoologist. One want to go in the Army. One young lady want to go in the Army. One young lady want to go to SCAD, and she can draw. She really can draw. And so I think that if we instill and we encourage and we be behind them, and they just need somebody to encourage them and to love on them and tell them that they can do it. Even you can't look at the. Go ahead, Mr.
Let me share one thing that goes along with that, because I love your passion for the kids. The reason why we did the vision board is because, as Ms. Jones stated, the week prior we went to that millwright training, the apprenticeship, and what we wanted to do there was introduce them to something much larger than their avenue, something much bigger than what's on the corner. And so we wanted them to see that life is bigger than the west side, the south side, the east side. Exactly. At millwrights, the apprentice, they are willing to pay your tuition, your training in school, send you wherever you want to work at. That opens the horizon for many of our young people. And so on the heels of that, a part 2, if you will, we decided that vision boarding would also be a reinforcement, because we were looking at one, it was an old document done by Steve Harvey and Oprah Winfrey. And they were talking about vision boarding. Now, these are 2 of the most wealthy and influential African Americans in the United States. And they themselves said that they started out by vision boarding. And in vision boarding, you are visualizing or allowing that thing that you see to be manifested. And so if we can get our young people to see something bigger than what they've been seeing, if we can get our young people to continue to visualize positivity, then we believe that we can change the narrative of their lives as well. Go ahead, Marie.
And another thing about, what's the name of it again, Mika? Where we had them at the Southeastern, what's the name of it?
The millwrights apprenticeship.
Guess what the lady did, Jessie? She took and brought the students and people. One young man, 19 years old, only working there 6 months, then traveled to 2 places. One young man said that the apprenticeship paid him $1,000 to go to Texas. He said he didn't even start working. Now that's on top of his pay. That is on top of his pay. Now, once you get through with the apprenticeship, your pay level go up. So say if you already have carpentry and you go work there, you're going to start off with more than $30 an hour. I'm telling you, it's so good. So it's so good for an 18-year-old who it will not be used to that kind of money to take into. And I like what Daniel said. Daniel said, get the money now. You're going to make the money, save the money, and use it on what you need.
Yes,
Use it
yes.
on what you need.
You know, Daniel also stated this. He said, and we are not speaking ill of any entry level jobs. But
No.
all of us, we want careers, especially for our young people.
Right.
And so, what Daniel and many of the others spoke to us, they were saying, this is an opportunity at a career. And that's what we want. We want our young men and women, it don't matter what color they are, but we want our young men and women to desire careers, not just a job. And so that's what we are doing here at Offender Alumni Association, is we are trying to introduce as many of our young people to positivity as we can. There was one other, and Marie can continue to share more about this. One other lesson in the curriculum that we spoke about was pretending, having a mask on. Many of our young people are masking themselves. They're not even allowing their real self to be showed. And we asked them to get a poster board, excuse me, and draw. And they begin to draw different characters, be it entertainers, celebrities, cartoons, or real life characters. And we asked them, why do people wear masks? And they begin to share those answers. And the reason why we are bringing all this before you is because we want you to know it's not too late with our young people, that we can still plant seeds that can save a generation. Marie?
And you know, the thing is, Miko, they want that discipline. They really do. They want that discipline. They want to see people who really care for them, and for them to just it take the 3 young men who come there. I was watching them yesterday, and they were running, they were racing each other, right? And I say that remind me of when I was young, how we would run and race, and you know, you had to touch hands to see who get there first. You know what I say? Grown people, allow kids to be kids. Allow our children to be children, because when they have to step in adult shoes before it's their time, they're not going to enjoy their childhood. Allow them to be kids. And I think that when they come there at OAA, Offenders Alumni Association, they have that space to be kids, and they can speak respectfully. They can tell us their truth. They can tell us their truth. What you say, Mr. Campbell?
I agree. And, you know, and the reason we're here tonight, I know this is a specific segment, and this segment is about our young people and what we are doing at OAA. But I know that there are other organizations that are trying to plant seeds to save generations. Talented individuals with power. I know that that's Angela Brantley. They are doing a lot of things. Every other weekend, I believe it is, they have activities. And you can look her up online. That's TIP, or Talented Individuals with Power. And then we also have Youth Intercept. That's YIP. Sylvia Spalding and Marlon Knight, Miss Kathy. They are many organizations that's trying to do everything they can to capture the imaginations of our young people. And the reason why that is important, because if we don't plant a seed right now, a seed of integrity, a seed of positivity, if we don't plant these seeds, then I'm afraid that we are going to lose a generation. Marie?
And you know what else? For those parents that need help with their young people, did you hear Julia say you have Angela, you have Miss Brantley, and you have Youth Intercept, and we can take and put those names. We can take and give you those names. Angela Brantley, that's her last name, Brantley, right? Miko, yes. Angela Brantley. She had the TIP organization. She wants to come. She have counselors. You know, sometimes if you can't maneuver with your children and your young people, you have people who can help, and who is willing to help. If you need some help with your young people, you can reach out to me, Marie Jones, or Julius Campbell, you want to leave a message in our inbox on Facebook, or go to Marie Jones Offenders Alumni, or go to Julius Campbell Offenders Alumni, right, Miko? That's
Yes.
yours. And go, and you want to send us an email, do so by all means, because we are here to help. We are here to, and we can direct you in the right direction, which avenue you need to take for your child, because a lot of times those kids just want to be heard and they need to be talked to. We don't want to see our young people go to prison 20 and 30 years. We don't want to see that. So right now, what we're trying to do, as Julia said, we're trying to connect the dots. If I can't help, Miko can't help, Miss Angela can help, Miss Youth Intercept can help. It's all reach one, teach one.
Not only Youth Intercept and all those others, but the Office of Neighborhood Engagement and Safety, WANS, that's John Bush and Isaac Felton. Throughout the summer, they also have a program where they are working with a lot of our young people, be it system impacted young people or just any type of young person. If you are looking for the Boys and Girls Club, they have summer camp going on right now. If you are looking for someplace positive to bring your young people, there are places here in Savannah, and we want to do everything we can to encourage them. And as we continue with what we got going on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Marie and myself and Fred, for the next couple of weeks, we'll be at 8011 Waters Avenue, and we will be mentoring our youth, because we believe that if we plant a seed of integrity right now, that we will reap a harvest of honesty as well. So, but that's not the only thing that we're doing. There's some other things that we have gotten ourselves involved in. If I may, for just one moment, Marie, I want to share, there is a summit tomorrow, June 17th, on Farm Street. There's a health summit that many they're asking you to come be a part of. Matter of fact, let me get that information right now so I can share that with our listeners. It is called the Health Summit, and it's put on. There you go, the Health Summit, and it is June 17th from 9 a.m. to 1. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it is located at 305 Farm Street, the Coastal Georgia Center, and they have free screening for healthcare. I just want to say that one more time. From 9 o'clock in the morning to 1 o'clock, it is a health summit at Farm Street, the Georgia Coastal Center. My friend Desmond is putting this on, sponsoring it. Him and their Ferrari. Ferrari. I want to make sure I said that correctly. And you got Juneteenth that's going on all around the city right now. Just celebrating. Be safe out there while you're celebrating. OAA, Offender Alumni Association, also, we connect those dots for men and women who are coming home from prison. We call them returning citizens. We want to help in any way we can, whether it is employment, whether it is encouragement, however we can assist you. Please let us know, because that is something that we desire to do. And why do we desire to do this? Well, Marie, you tell them, but we have something that's in common with returning citizens. We ourselves, at one point in our lives, were incarcerated. Right, Marie?
Right. That's right. We have been incarcerated in one point of our lives, and we needed that encouragement when we came home. We needed that encouragement, that empowerment, that push. Because sometimes, as Mika would say, he would say, what is your affiliation with incarceration? Was it easy or was it hard? Now, his case, his was easy. Mine wasn't like Julius. It was hard. You understand? Because he was able to get an employment. He had family involvement, and they helped him. They cared, So that push. So that's what OAA Offenders Alumni in Savannah do. We want to push you in the right direction to give the resources that you may need. We also have clothes. If you don't have any clothing, we have clothes that you may need, because you have to dress the part to go on the job, to get an interview. So we have clothing if you need clothing. And if we don't have what you need, it's other people that we can connect with. That's where the connecting the dots come from. what we can take and be an encouragement to you. We encourage, empower, and educate one another.
Right. And one other thing I want to share too before we get ready to get out of here, Marie, is the opportunities that we get to give people a platform to share their story. We want you, whether you have a story or you have a relative that may have been incarcerated, they have a story. We want
Right.
you to share your story on this platform. Tell somebody
Right.
else about what we are doing right now because somebody needs to hear your story. Somebody needs to be empowered by what you have gone through. We've had many men and women on this podcast right here. They have been vulnerable and transparent. They have told us how they made it to where they are now. All of our paths may not be the same. As Marie said, some of them are difficult, some of them may be a little easy, but all of our stories are important. So we want you. Would you tell somebody about what we're doing here on Fridays night on Ink to Ink, Incarceration to Incorporation? Would you hit that share button and let somebody else know that there are men and women who have been through what they have been through and who are able to give them a platform to encourage someone else? Would you tell somebody what we're doing here on Fridays? Maria, I don't know if I told you just a brief little testimony, but I have been given an opportunity. I went to Effingham County Camp last week, and while I was there, I met with the warden, the captain, and the deputy warden. And while I was there, I was able to share with them my heart's desire, and that is to go back into the prisons and share our stories. Why? Because if those men and women on the inside were to hear that we can relate, that we are relevant, then they will give us an ear and they too will be encouraged, educated, and empowered. And so they gave us an opportunity, and we're getting ready to do something called Motivational Mondays. That's right, Motivational Mondays. And Marie, you, along with myself and other men and women who have that powerful story, we want to share with them how they too can make it. What do you have to say, Marie, as we get ready to turn this corner?
Oh, I love that. I love that. I want to share with the men and women that are incarcerated, as Julius would say, get ready to prepare yourself because the doors will be open. The doors will be open. The time will come where the doors will be open and you will be set free. So guess what? Get yourself together. Have a plan, an exit plan.
Yes.
Have an exit plan. While you're there, if you have a chance to go to school, go to school. If they allow you to get a trade in prison, do it. You have an exit because the doors are going to be open. And I just want to encourage you that the time will come and everything's going to be all right. Guess what? Come to 8011 Waters Avenue, OAA Savannah, and you live in Savannah area, come. We got OAA Albany, we got OAA Alabama, OAA Atlanta. Reach out. The resources are here, and there's people here to help you. So that's all I have to say, Mr. Campbell.
So before we get ready to turn this corner and say goodnight, listen, I want to say just a few more things of encouragement. Those of you that are still on the inside, listen, yes. Your time is coming. Your time is coming. Progressively prepare yourself to be who it is that you've been wanting to be. And you got to do that by spending time getting yourself ready. Those of you that have just gotten out, or whether it was 10 days ago or 10 years ago, but you're finding yourself struggling, what we want to know or what we want to do is we want to encourage you. You can make it. Look at us. We went through. We are relevant. We are relatable. But you can make it as well. So we want to encourage you. Keep on pushing. Don't give up. And for those of you in the community, you may not have experienced these things. But remember, God gives all of us second chances. So when there's someone that's in your neighborhood, someone that is applying for your job, someone that is in need of help, whether it's a church or wherever you might be located, remember that we too was given a second chance. Welcome them, encourage them, motivate them, because you never know, it could be you. Listen, we want to say thank you. Another Friday, Marie, we made it. And I love to say this before we close out. Listen, we might have started this thing out wrong, but check us out now. We are finishing strong. We'll see you again next week. Good night.
Good night.
I like that.